Hey guys, it's Sean, Autotopia LA. We had a fun one happening today. We're about to take the '70 Cuda owned by my brother. You've seen this car in Fast and Furious 6, Fast and Furious 7. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the franchise. I mean, if you're a car guy, how can't you love the movie, right? Cars, burnouts, wheelies. We're gonna go trace some of the iconic steps from the first Fast and Furious movie. You'll recognize all these places we're gonna go to. And so far it's looking like we've got a stunningly beautiful day out. Sun's coming up. That's right, typical. We're up early in the morning getting ready to go drive and shoot some stuff. If you're not a fan of the franchise, well, you're probably not gonna wanna watch this because it's all about the Furious today, man. Including driving my favorite car in the garage, the '70 Cuda, built by Speedkore a number of years ago. It should be fun, man. You ready to go trace some steps of the Fast and the Furious? Here we go, let's do this, man.
We are headed for our first location as we trace steps of Dom and Brian in the early days of the Fast and Furious franchise.
All right, you guys, if you hadn't figured it out by now, here we are, location 1, Dom's house from, multiple of the Furious movies. Last time I was here, we were shooting Fast and Furious 6 with the Cuda. So you guys will notice when you look at the house here, one of the main things missing is straight up the driveway. Typically we would see the garage, right? Well, that's a total set. When they make the movie, they put the garage in, they change the landscaping. And then at the end of filming, they put everything back to exactly as it was before the studio turns it into a set. But man, how cool is that, right? Look at this, like how many times have we seen this in the movie? I mean, as I'm standing here looking, man, I can picture the mayhem that happened in that house last night. Pretty cool, right? All right, man, we're gonna keep moving along, head on to the next spot, see if you can figure out where we're going next. You guys having fun yet? Are we having fun yet?
All right, you guys ready for location 2? My guess is you've probably figured out where we're going by now. Like the Dom house, this place looks very different than it does in the movie. In the movie, it's Toretto's, but in the real world, it's Bob's Market.
Well, I know you guys know this spot. Looks a little different than it does in the movies, right? It's gone from being Toretto's Market to Bob's. Mia's definitely not working in there. And they looked at me a little sideways when I thought it was a good idea to order tuna no crust. That's location number 2. We're gonna keep rolling along, see what else we can find on our journey as we trace the steps of Dom and Brian in the Fast and Furious. Right on.
As we roll through the streets of Santa Monica, downtown LA, and Echo Park, headed into Malibu. I know those guys, when they set out to make the first Fast and Furious, I gotta imagine they weren't planning on headed for a multi-billion-dollar franchise that really has no end in sight. It's been a blast, I gotta admit, to have been involved in some of the movies. As you guys have heard me mention before, this car was in Fast 6 at the end of the movie, and then you see it again in Fast 7. And it never sucks driving this car. It's a blast to drive. This car has a really well-built 540 Hemi, naturally aspirated, 2 big double pumper carbs on it. It's got coilover suspension, dual coilover rear suspension, a very rigid chassis. They did a lot of support on this to deal with the power that this car creates. We're making somewhere in the range of about 750 horsepower on this and just shy of 700 foot-pounds of torque, which means this car just gets up and roasts pretty good. It's been part of our collection for a lot of years, and as always, man, it's just a joy to drive. Guys, here we go, man. This is the final stop along our trail here. Hope you guys enjoyed the ride.
All right, you guys, well, we made it. Neptune's net. That's right. The final stop on our tracing the trail of the Fast and Furious. You know, it's a blast, man. We've had a little bit to do with the movies through the years. Cars in them. My neighbor Dennis builds all the Furious cars. And we're gonna have a little bit of lunch like Brian and Dom did many moons ago. I mean, my God, look at this. Are we in just friggin' paradise or what? How beautiful is this? Hope you guys enjoyed the ride with us. And thanks a lot for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'm having a blast making this channel. We always have a good time shooting. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Tell some friends about it. Give me some comments. Hit the like button. And we'll keep bringing you some cool content. All right, man. I'll see you guys next time. Later.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.